Hey VV Nation, I'm Glenn.
And I'm Ryan, and on May 1st, put it on your calendars. By popular demand, we're kicking off the road show in Charlotte, North Carolina. Break down what we'll be doing that day.
We're going to do 2 live streams there. We're going to do the Stock Analysis Power Hour, which is going to be done by Ryan. We're also going to be doing Trending Thursday live stream as well, which will be hosted by me. And in the middle, we've got a special presentation.
We've worked very hard for a special presentation titled Unlocking the Secrets to Financial Success. Now, after the business is done, we're going to have some fun with our VIP experience where we rented out the presidential suite in Uptown Charlotte. We're going to have a very own sommelier hosted by Jarvis Vineyards. And on top of that, we are going to go over to Fahrenheit's, a beautiful rooftop restaurant where we'll be able to get to know our subscribers even more. To register, simply go to vectorvest.com/roadshow.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Thank you, Norman. I appreciate that. And man, what a day. What a day. Why are we here? What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to be of service to people and become good people. That's the meaning of life. That's the meaning of life. Seems like everybody else is hearing me loud and clear, even though Tabula asked me a question that he already knew the answer to. He already knew the answer to that. He just wanted to hear Uncle Glenn say it. That's what it was. So here we are. When I set up the alert today, it was all about the market, the Dow being hit 500 points down. Looks like we're going to turn around from that. We'll take a look at the market in a second. As a matter of fact, where's the mouse? There it is. As we look at the homepage right now, all of the major indices are now, the Dow is still down. A lot of that hit was because of UNH, United Healthcare, missing on both earnings and revenue. But they're the only ones right now who are not in the positive. So we got a little bit of a rebound day today. We're going to take a look at that on the market timing graph, right? And the NASDAQ is up. What's moving? The S&P. The S&P 500. What's in the S&P 500? A lot of the Mag 7 stocks, right? Actually, all of them. And I think come Monday's video, Monday's video is going to be a freaking hot topic. Monday's video, right now I have it set up for the title of Crash, Correction, Recession. So it's going to be a lot of what's going on in the market today and how it's going to affect our ability to make money. Have we gone through a correction? Have we gone through a crash? Is a recession on the horizon? That's the Monday video. It's going to be all about the things that are affecting your portfolio now and getting a better understanding and perspective of where we are and where we're going from now. So be sure to check in for Monday's 6 p.m. video. Because we're closed tomorrow, we're not going to have a 6 p.m. video for tomorrow. So that was going to be my 6 p.m. video for tomorrow. I'm going to hold off on it until Monday. No mobile show at 12? No. We won't be here. I won't be able to do a live stream if I'm not here. We're closed for Good Friday. We're closed for Good Friday. So there will not be a 12 p.m. live stream, nor will there be a 2 p.m. not hot stock panel. Man, we need to do those again eventually. We will not have a power hour at 2 o'clock, nor will there be a 6 p.m. video. So you guys get a day off from us, from me and Ryan, for a whole day. All right, so put that up there. What did Carol say? Carol said, "Hi, Glenn. I signed up for the May Day event in Charlotte." Carol, are you coming live or are you going to be free? You coming live or are you going to be free? Because you saw the video, folks. We're pushing it because seats are going. Seats are going, especially online. We can have as many people as we want, and it's going to be streamed as well as we do have a VIP experience. Go to www.vectorvest.com/roadshow. Check it out. The free event is free for everybody, whether you come in person or you stream online. And then we have a very special event for the VIP section, it is going to be well worth it. It's going to be well worth it. So we are inviting people out who are in the Charlotte area, South Carolina, Georgia, in the area that if you can make it, we'd love to see you. Ryan and I get an opportunity to meet you face to face, shake your hands, talk to you. You get to dive into our minds about a lot of things that we don't always talk about on the platform. So it is going to be a really cool event, and it's setting the stage. It's setting the stage. Wow, look at that! Carol's coming to the live and the VIP. I didn't know that the hotel is sold out now. Holy smokes, that's a beautiful thing. But there we go. We get you there for the live event and for the VIP. Man, this is going to be a lot of fun, and it's setting the table for us. If this works out well, we may take the road show on the road and travel all over the United States, Ryan and I. So you got to have a showing here. You got to show the interest in it, whether it's going to be the free and streaming or live and in person with the VIP experience. Folks, this is going to be a great experience. So if you're sitting on the fence, Carol just let you know the hotel is sold out. Now you're going to have to find another hotel. We got a lot of hotels in Charlotte we got a lot. Believe you me. So that in and of itself should be enough to say, wow, what am I missing if you're not going? All right. So with that, Joey already put us into the homepage. We saw what was going on in the market. And let's take a look at the market timing graph today. You see a little bump, right? You see a little bump. Only the Dow is the only indice that's down today. And again, a lot of that comes from UNH, United Healthcare, missing both on earnings and revenue and forecasting lighter going into the next quarter. I think that as more earnings come out this quarter, a lot of companies are going to probably guide lower because of the tariff uncertainty. The tariffs do make prices rise on goods, and it's going to affect a lot of people who are dependent on other countries to get their goods. The prices are going to go up. A lot of people, a lot of companies are going to be guiding lower, and Monday's video is going to dive a lot deeper into that. I can't impress upon you enough how important Monday's 6 p.m. video is going to be. It's going to be that important. All right, it's going to be that important. Glenn, please come to NYC. Mark, I'd love to. All right, but again, depending on how this test run pans out will determine whether or not we can come, and if Linda Royer allows us, gives us the okay to start traveling the United States, Ryan and I, and putting the road show on the road. It all depends on how you support this event. All right, so this is a big event for us to determine whether or not we get to actually travel around the United States and come to places a lot closer to you. All right, so support it. And even if that means you just come to the streaming event, sign up for it. If we can get a lot of interest in the sign up for that, more and more people, I think, will jump on board like Carol did to come to the live event, come there live, and to take advantage of the VIP. All right, so a couple of things going on here. See this level of resistance right at that historic up day that happened on the 9th, I believe. What was the date line? I think that was 4/9. Let's go see. What was the date? 4/9, April 9th. Historic up day after the market pulled back. Nice up day. Notice that the candles most recently are not able to get above that level of resistance. The market is showing that we are losing steam, that we are losing momentum coming off another potential low. All right, let's go put this on a 1-year graph. Where do we sit? Man, do we have still more downside? Or is the market telling you right now, enough is enough, stop going down, it's time to go back up? Well, the only reason or the only way you're going to truly know that is to watch a graph like the market timing graph. Why? Because this uses our indicator called the VVC, the Vector Vest Composite. It looks at the movement of over 9,000 stocks. I'm going to show you something real quick. All right, looking at why is that it's so important to look at the movement of over 9,000 stocks? I'm going to show you why. There's the VVC. I'm going to add the SPY. All right, why is it important to pay more attention to the VVC than it is to the SPY? I'm going to put this on a 1-year graph. You notice there's the VVC. Here's the SPY. What does the SPY have that really makes it jump? Mag 7 stocks. So even when we got to this point right here where the VectorVest composite leveled out, right? What happened to the S&P? It went up more and more and more. Why? Because the Mag 7 stocks were rocking and rolling. Would you rather have the guidance of the broad market move rather than the more ups and downs with tech-driven stocks? The NASDAQ, probably, let's go look at the IXIC. IXIC, sorry, Joey. IXIC, let's add that to, okay. Ooh, sorry about that. That's Joey and I both working with the mouse at the same time. All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to add the NASDAQ, the IXIC. Again, the movement of over 9,000 stocks to keep you in line with what the broad market is doing, rather than saying, wow, man, we're rocking and rolling, and look at the big pullback, right? So that is the difference between looking at our market timing graph and looking at the other indicators that most people use. And you know something? People use the SPY. Why? Because it's a benchmark for the market. I'm not telling you not to use it at all. But notice how we flattened out when the two of them both continued up. Interesting, huh? This is why we look at the VectorVest composite. Does that make sense to everybody out there? Just type a yes or a no. Does that make sense? And in regards from a market timing perspective, you notice I didn't say that we were predicting where the market was going. We were looking at the difference of stocks that could drive the market higher rather than looking at the market as a total entity, all right, as a total entity to make better decisions. Heard about the roadshow 100 plus times. Well, Bill, are you going? All right, let's go see if the 100th time works. Thanks, but that is just buffering as well, says Tom. Well, I'm not calling buffering, but look at that. The VectorVest composite was. Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Thank you, Joey. So I'm just looking at, hey, the market with heavy ridden stocks in one sector or industry can give you false hope, where the VectorVest composite is telling you to pay attention. All right, telling you to pay attention. So I just wanted to bring that up into the forefront real quick. All right, let's get into what's driving the market's news today. Let's get into the news, go into web stories. Big story today, United Healthcare shares crash after surprise earnings miss. Cuts to forecast. And I'm thinking that as we get more and more, Netflix is going to report today after the bell. That's going to be one of my stories today. We're going to look at it, and I'm going to be very interested to see what their forecasts are going to be going forward. All right. Another story, tariffs to trigger sharp U.S. economic slowdown. We're already seeing the slowdown. And, dare I say, are we getting into stagflation where inflation is going to go up, possibly with the tariffs, possibly. All right. I think a lot of people are coming to the tables to make some deals. And if that's the case, that story could subside a little bit. Go away? No. But subside a little bit enough to push the market up higher. Market's been beaten up. Do you know that we're only 2 percentage points on our VectorVest composite from a market crash? Did you know that? Type a yes or a no. Did you know that? So I'm not looking at the S&P. I'm not looking at the NASDAQ. I'm not looking at the Dow. Remember, I just showed you why I'm looking at the VectorVest composite. But did you know that we are 2 percentage points away from a market crash? We're going to talk a lot about that again on the Monday video, between a crash, a correction, and possibly leading to a recession. Glenn, with all due respect, you are in favor of the tariffs? You want to know my true answer to that? Come to the live meet and greet. All right? Because as you know, I've talked about the tariffs, and then it got to be a little bit more political than more people wanted to know in the room. I told you that if we ever get an opportunity where we could sit down together and, just talk, a lot of the things, a lot of these questions that you're looking for, I would be more than happy to answer. I just don't think that this platform right here, right now, all right, in regards is the right thing to do. Doug says, no, not interested in your opinion with the tariffs. That's fine. Doug, I bet you if I polled this room, you would be in a minority. That's what I think. That's what I think. A lot of people look to the channel to get some kind of guidance with what's going on in the market. It's not about my opinion. Anything that I say in regards to the tariffs will be market driven. All right. What's the market looking at? Those kinds of things. All right. The majority of the people here are Americans. You're right. They are. That I'm not discounting people here that are not Americans. I've never disrespected anybody here who is not American. I love our Canadians. I love Craig Metcalf is another one that's here. He's from Australia. All right. So I'm just saying. Look at that. Bill says, very interested in your off the air opinions on tariffs. I think, again, Doug, if I were to poll the room, I think that you would be in a minority. That's what I honestly think. All right. So with that being said, look at that. A chance of a recession jumps to 45%. When we get into Monday's video, it's going to talk a little bit more about recession and all that kind of stuff. Paul P. Powell is the only savior to the market. I think that we're going to get into that right now in a second. Hold on. Another story about the economy. Canadians post record investments in U.S. equities for February. That's a good thing, right? We'll see. That's a good thing. Now, let's get to the Powell story. Trump criticizes Fed Powell, says termination cannot come fast enough. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm of the mindset that, you don't fire somebody just because they don't agree with what you think they should agree with. I will say that. All right. I think that Fed Powell is sitting in a tricky spot. All right. I think that he's definitely sitting in a tricky spot. Do you raise rates knowing that the possibility of inflation could rise? Do you raise interest rates into rising inflation? No. Do you cut? I'd said the opposite. Do you cut in rising inflation? Mostly no. All right. So I decided to go a step further. All right. Since the administration is not happy with Powell, Powell cannot be fired by the president, which is, he can't fire him. All right. With that being said, all right. I went out to ChatGPT and let's take a look. What is the reason for lowering interest rates? That's what the president wants him to do, right? Lowering interest rates is like giving the economy a shot of espresso. It's a way to stimulate growth when things are slowing down. Well, the economy is slowing down, right? It is. All right. Why do central banks lower interest rates? To encourage borrowing? Because people can now borrow and get cheaper loans. That's good for business. All right. More borrowing, more spending on homes, cars, expansion, equipment, and such. So when lower interest rates, companies have more money to do things, more money to pay people, to give them raises, to invest in research and development, all of those things. It is a bump to the economy. It boosts spending. It stimulates investment. And it supports the stock market. Now, keep in mind, when we're talking about what the Fed is doing and what the stock market is doing, they're supposed to be two different things. But based upon what's going on right now, the economy and the stock market are melding more in together than staying separate the way that they're supposed to be. Fights recessions or slowdowns. I think that markets don't affect the economy, but the economy will affect markets. If we get close to a recession, all right, the market's going to feel the pain of that recession big time. All right. So now, let me ask another question. March 20, the Fed slashed rates near to zero to help support the economy during COVID, which was, in my mind, the right thing to do. But the problem was we got caught into the net zero for so long that I think as a country, we became too used to that. Does anybody agree with me on that? That keeping the interest rates near zero We got too used to that. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now, I'm all about making sure that interest rates are at the rate that they need to be. And you know what? Even at the interest rates that we are right now, if you look at it, we're still hysterically low on interest rates. Now, a lot of you may not want to hear that. Guess what? Right now, I don't care because it's the truth. I'm not giving opinion right now. I'm not giving opinion right now. We are still historically low on interest rates, no matter how you look at it. But we're complaining about, well, interest rates are too high and da 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 da. We're historically still at low interest rates. All right. Too low interest rates for too long do what? They fuel bubbles like the housing or stocks. They cause inflation to rise too much and they limit room to cut in future crises. Think about it. You know, if we're at near zero and something really, really bad happens, what do we do at that point? What do we do? If the tariffs are going to give us 10% inflation, this is how he can cut the rates. All right, it's anticipation. It's thinking that we're going to get that. And that's where the Fed is stuck. Anticipation that the tariffs are going to raise interest rates, raise inflation. He's not sure. The market's not sure. Short term, yeah, it looks bad. But what are we looking for? We're looking to see if inflation really starts to rise. We need more data. We need more data. All right? Akshaya says bad policy, period. Don't kill the economy. Don't kill the economy or consider we still get tariffed more than we should. Think about that, Akshaya. So it's okay if countries can tariff us more than we tariff them. I'm just asking. I know that the economy getting hurt is not a positive thing. I believe that 110%. But if some deals can happen, then maybe the uncertainty of the rise of inflation may not show its true self. All right? So we put that out there. Now, talking about the same thing. Remember, none of this is talking about inflation. Should you cut interest rates when inflation is rising? All right? Is inflation rising yet? No. But the anticipation is that it is, right? No, generally you should not cut interest rates when inflation is rising. And again, this is where the Fed sits. The Fed's not sure yet. The data is not telling him that yet. Why? Because cutting interest rates makes borrowing cheaper, the spending easier, increases consumer demand, and it adds fuel to the inflation fire, which is exactly what central banks want to avoid doing. Glenn, do you know we have an $8 trillion gap in services? Don't just consider goods. We got a gap all the way around. I don't disagree with that. Akshay, you're asking me questions that I'm on board with you with. You're asking me questions that I'm on board with you with. Smack this. My starter home I lived in 20 years, I could not afford to buy today. All right. Short-term pain versus long-term gain. Glenn, we are already in a recession. No, we're not. Does anybody think we're in a recession? Because do you know the definition of a recession? Are we truly in a recession? It may feel like we're in a recession, but are we truly in a recession yet? Think about that. What does a recession look like? 2 consecutive quarters of GDP going down. We haven't even had 1 quarter of GDP going down. So no, we're not in a recession. And again, I don't know who's telling you that. But until the market tells me that, I'm not playing that game saying that we're in a recession. All right? I'm not playing that game of, well, no, I want to use the market to tell me. I may have opinions on a lot of things, but a lot of the things that I talk about are definitely based off of what's going on in the market and what's going on in the economy, more so than me saying, oh, yeah, we're in a recession. The true definition of a recession is 2 consecutive quarters of GDP going down. Are we there? No, we don't even have 1 quarter of GDP going down yet. Let the market come to me. Let the market, and OP is the only one in here so far that says we are already in a recession. OP, show me. I want to be like Missouri right now. Show me. Show me where the data shows us that we're in a recession. And you're right. Doug says it feels like we're in a recession with consumer pricing confidence at near all-time lows. The economy is behaving like it is. It may feel like it, but that's not what I said. I asked you if we were. And OP, if you think that we are already in a recession, show me. Show me. Send me an email, Glenn T, GLENNT, at vectorvest.com. Show me. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I truly know what the true definition of a recession is. Mortgage rates are still low. Houses are okay. Those are out. Those are things that are happening. But that wasn't the question. Are we in a recession? Right. So, what else is usually done to cool down the demand? Central banks simply raise interest rates. I don't think he's going to do that. I really don't think he's going to do that. That would hurt the economy a lot more than help it. At least maybe cutting it may help it a little bit more, but I think the overriding things that stem from cutting interest rates are still not going to be good right now. And I am of the mindset that the Fed is in a tricky spot. In extreme cases, though, like during a recession with high inflation, central banks may face a trade-off. Cut rates to save the economy, straight words. Cut rates to save the economy. Are we at that point yet? I don't know. A lot of people in this room think we are. I don't know. All right. Or raise rates to fight inflation. I would not want to be in Chairman Powell's shoes right now. I just would not. And then with the pressure of the president saying that he wished he would go away, that's not adding anything. That's not helping. In my opinion, I don't think that's helping. The Fed's got to do what the Fed's got to do. The Fed's job is to stabilize price, and maintain a full employment. I'm thinking that as these people who got laid off from the government, when those, what's the word I'm looking for? The money you get when you leave. Dang it, I hate getting old. What's the word I'm looking for? Glenn Powell has $100 million in the bank. I would like to be in. I don't want to. $100 million ain't a lot of money right now. Believe you me, in this current economy, $100 million ain't a lot of money right now. All right, thank you, Tom. When the severance pays come off the books, unemployment is going to rear its ugly head. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Those jobs are still on the books because they're still getting paid. But once those severance pays go away, jobs are going to take a ugly, it's going to rear its ugly head. All right, so I wanted to chat about this story, all right, because I think that, I don't know what side of the fence you're sitting on. It doesn't matter. He is in a really tricky spot right now. I think that he's losing sleep every night over what's going on, and I would hate to be in his shoes. I would hate to be in his shoes. All right, let's go on to more stories real quick. Eli Lilly weight loss pill works as well as Ozempic. All right, and I'm curious to know, it's up 16% today. Pfizer's up, Novo Nordisk is down, Viking is down. I'm very interested to see if the GLP-1 drugs are still on people's minds. We're going to take a look at that in a second. TSMC, profit surges 60%, beats forecasts. Even with the TSMC beat, wasn't enough to push NVIDIA up. All right, the world's largest contract chip maker posted 60% jump in the first quarter net profit on Thursday, beating the market's forecast as it benefited from surging demand for semiconductors used in artificial intelligence applications. All right, it wasn't enough. And OP, I don't disagree with you. I think the market's been overvalued for way too long. The market has definitely been overvalued. Cafe Bustelo is made in the U.S., so no tariffs, but I'm in Canada, so not sure if I can get tariff-free. Fortunately, not many countries have tariffs on Canada, so I can choose coffee worldwide. Who said that? Brian. There you go, Brian. All right, Glenn, inflations are always called looking back. We are normally always in one before they call it a recession. I don't disagree with that, but I still think let the market show me. I think that a lot of the things that make a recession feel like a recession, a lot of those things are in place, but I don't think that we are there yet. Have you heard about the vector? 76% yes. Thank you, Joey. 23 said no. Said no. For those 23%, there's the tab at the top. Click on the link. Click on the link. Check out what we're going to be doing. Glenn, you remember when I mentioned buy oil stocks? Look at it now. Akshaya, you could have said that 2 years ago. Eventually, it's going to rise. Think about that. And guess what? Ryan and I are already talking about it, but now at the right time. You want to talk about oil? All right, no. Since you want to bring that up, you want to talk about oil? All right, and how you called that a while ago? Let me show you something. All right, I'm gonna put Gush. I'm gonna try to put Gush. Gush. Let me put that. Huh? That's all right. Gush. Yeah, Akshaya, when did you call it? Yeah, talk to me about that. All right? Talk to me about when you called it, Akshaya. All right? Guess what? You could have called it 2 years ago. Eventually, it's going to go up. So I'm not hearing that either. Think about it. When we walk you through, between Ryan and I, we try to do the best that we can to walk you through when to be in oil. Now, you said 2 days ago. All right, well, we could see that possibly it bottomed, right? So what did Ryan and I both already over the last 2 days have talked about oil. Ryan did a video on it. I did it in a live stream. Actually, I did it in a short about, is oil the next commodity to rise? I already did it in the last couple of days. I've already done it in the last couple of days, Akshaya. So something I respect a lot of the things that you say. Joey, pull up the short on oil. Let me know when I did it. All right, Joey's gonna find it. I already did a short. Ryan did a video on it. So it wasn't like we came late to the party. We were already seeing it, whether it's from you or whatever. We were already seeing it, and this is what we do on the channel, my friend. All right, so, but all of this time when oil is going down, you were also doing it then. You were also doing it then. Oh, look at it. What was it in? It was a downtrend. What do we talk about? Trade the chart. Trade your chart, not your heart. And that's what we're doing right now. Mukesh said you did that in the short yesterday. So we were already on it, Akshaya. But we'd rather get you in while it's moving than to just say, hey, go buy oil and hold it. Go buy oil and hold it. So I'm bringing that up because we were already on it. We were already on it, Akshaya. All right, so I'm just talking about that. Man, oh man. All right, wouldn't oil drop if there's a recession? It all depends on what's going on globally with oil. Are we selling it? Are oil producers under some extreme issues, like in the Middle East, OPEC, all that kind of stuff, will affect oil in a good way for us to buy it because oil prices will go up. But you're right, with a recession, you would think that oil would go down during a recession, but it ain't about that. All right. It ain't always about that. It's about what's going on with the commodity. Are we able to sell it, and for how much? And the oil producers who are producing it, are they under some kind of extreme issues or pressures? Does that make sense, Thomas? Does that make sense? I wish I were there to the event to talk to you. I'm not wrong. Recessions are not bad thing. They cause prices to fall. All right. You need to call your short video something different. I just thought you were saying that you shorted oil. No, I didn't. What did I say about shorting oil? Sigh. Whatever or have left I earn with my lesson, I will watch the chart and watch the color guard. It's the only big thing that we've been saying. All right. Mostly big thing. Now, I haven't mostly been in cash. I've been playing what the market's giving me, OP. I'm up. I'm still up for the year. I'm playing what the market is giving me. All right? I'm not afraid to play what the market is giving me. I'm not afraid to use the VectorVest software to show me where the money is going. Type in the room, folks. Where's the money going? Type in the room. So, OP, it's not just me, and you're going to see in the room because we've been talking about it. Where's the money going? All right, now I'm starting to shop. Nobody's typing in the room where the money's going between Ryan and I telling you what's moving. Somebody's going to start typing in the room. There it is. There you go, OP. And we've been talking about it for how long? A little while. There's where the money's being made. So I'm not afraid. When it's time to be in cash, I'll be in cash. When it's time to be in cash, I'm going to be in cash. But through this channel, Rare Earth is another one. Way to go, Troy and Evie. So, OP, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, I'm going to say, no, if you are new to the channel, I invite you to watch a lot of the content that we have out there. So no matter what the market gives us, we try to put you on the right side of what to buy, what to keep your eyes on. Tabula says Fahrenheit is on the 21st floor. I'm so depressed with the markets right now. I'm worried I might throw myself. Don't say that. Don't even say that. Fahrenheit is an awesome restaurant, by the way, though. Awesome restaurant. All right. What else? City, there we go. There's OP. There's the story. And we keep showing stories like this. City raises gold price target for the next 3 months to $3,500 per ounce. Next one, tariff tough. Dollar Tree is outperforming. You see this story? Outperforming Amazon and Walmart and Costco over the last 6 weeks. Woo-wee. People are going to get stuff cheap, 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 cheap. Don't do this in another month. That summer will be here. Then more driving. I'm not sure what you said, Michael. Gold in Trump pockets. I'm not going to say I disagree with you on that, Christopher. Going in slowly, a couple of shares at a time, companies that were way overpriced. With the market going down as much as it has, a lot of the stocks that were overvalued are coming back into being undervalued. All right, so we're going to look at some of those stocks. And the last one is Netflix reports after the bell today. We're going to take a look at that. Let's get into the software. And let's go to the viewers. Let's go to the markets. Where's the markets at today? The Dow is the only one that's down. Now it's only down less than 1%. It was down, 500 points today? Now it's almost half of that. So the market's rebounded. I'm looking at the spiders are up about 1%. The Russell is up over 1%, and the VectorVest Composite is up over 1%. Let's go back to the graphs. Here's today's candle. Again, before that's gush. Here's today's candle. Before a nice open candle, very little wick at the top, which means we're trading right at session highs. All right. I'm not ready to tell you to go back up the truck. There's a couple of things that I'm looking for. So OP, as far as guidance, a couple of things I'm looking for. One, we've got to break through this level of resistance on the composite. All right. Number two, we got to get out of this downtrend of the composite. All right, both of those things happening, the market will show that it's got more legs to the upside. But as OP said, market pulled down is hopefully giving us a great opportunity, great buying opportunity once that happens. It ain't happened yet. All right, and if you jump the gun and start, I like the idea of saying getting into a couple of shares. I'm not ready to say back up the truck and go yet. Not yet. Let the market come to me. Read the graphs. With many of the stocks getting trashed, this could be a time when companies start buying up other companies. I'm kind of surprised that hasn't happened before now. I went into the VectorVest software and started searches for industries moving up on a 10-day RT. What's moving up the most? Bet you gold. I think commodities and gold are the most two moving up. All right, let's go back into the viewers real quick. No. Big news, the stocks that made the news. All right, here's the stocks that made the news. Where do they sit? Coal was up there, Troy. Now that I hadn't seen. But that's something to keep your eyes on. Here's the stocks that made the news. All right. Eli Lilly with its new drug. Nice pop up today. Dollar Tree beating out or outperforming Costco, Target, Walmart. That's interesting, right? People are going to Dollar Tree rather than going to the big retail stores. But they're all up today. But I want you to keep your eyes on Dollar Tree. Why? Let's go take a look. Let's go see what's going on with Dollar Tree. Nice big open move today. Let's go look at my level of resistance. We're not far from that. We're not far from that level of 79.80, it looks like. No. 79.80. We're about $1 away from this stock potentially taking off. Nice open candle today. I'm also looking for RT to get above 1. Put those two things together, Dollar Tree may be a good play. Should we buy any shares of UNH today? Why would you do that, Amir? Oh, my gosh. UNH. Not today. Woo! Look at the nice upward trend. What made this move? Earnings. Big drop. No, I'm looking for earning. I'm looking for it to get out of this, get back into this uptrend and break above that level of resistance. I'm not saying we should be. I'm not thinking. I'm just not thinking that that's the smart thing to do, Amir, at all. All right. Netflix. I want to look at this in a different graph. View the stock. I want to look at that since earnings are coming out later today. Let's go to graph layouts. Where's my earnings graph? There we go. Couple of things. There's the downtrend. Most recent days, it bounced off support, got back, broke above the downtrend. Nice uptrend right here. Nice uptrend right there. Go ahead, Joey. All right, nice uptrend right there. Earnings per share rising. Earnings growth. Sales growth, not nearly as good. Average volume, people are getting back into the stock. Relative safety. I think, man, what the heck did I just draw? Is that called a trapezoid? I don't remember that from what was it called? Was it called trigonometry? Is that a trapezoid? I don't know. I just drew lines, and that's what we came out to be. I think they beat earnings. It's going to be very much dependent on subscribers. Geometry, thank you, EV. It's going to be very much dependent on subscribers. Have they gained subscribers? Have they lost subscribers? And if they lost subscribers, was it a significant amount of subscribers they lost? That is what's going to be the mover of Netflix and what they're forecasted further down. When you hit a new button, do you use a shorter trend line? It all depends on what I'm trying to see on the graph. This is a 3-month graph. I think I like a 3-month graph for earnings. Why? Because earnings happens every quarter. So I want to see that quarterly action. All right. They don't mention subscribers anymore. Then that's going to be an issue for me. Unless it all depends on what their forward guidance is going to be. But this is when I look at stocks. Any other stocks that you guys are looking at that have earnings tonight? Type them in the room real quick. All right. If there's other stocks that have earnings tonight that you're interested in, let me know. Stagflation takes some frequently unusual long-term factors like OPEC oil. Yeah. Spot, we already looked at Netflix. Spotify, VIX, yes, I am. Glenn, could you look at PFE since it has about, I'll look at PFE. No, I'll look at PFE when I look at stocks. Is Spotify the only one out there that anybody's looking at? All right. Remind me, Michael, I'm going to put PFE up there. All right, if that's the only one, fine. Let's go take a look at Spotify on my earnings graph. Same kind of scenario. Oops. Same kind of scenario. Where is it? What did you just do, Glenn? Spotify. Same kind of scenario on the downtrend. Currently in an uptrend. Volume is picking up. I like the earnings per share. I like the earnings growth. I don't feel the sales growth. All right, same kind of thing. I think it's going to be a subscriber thing. You know, as a DJ, I have Spotify. I do have Spotify. I like Spotify, just like I like, what's my other one I like? I forget. But I got live streams that I can DJ off of as long as I have internet. All right, so I'm looking at the rise coming into earnings. I do like the earnings and the earnings growth. We'll see. Are we looking at Joey's hot stocks today? No, we're not. Napster is not even around anymore. All right, let's go back to the viewers tab. So that was a couple of earnings plays we can look at. I don't have any fish for you today. Not yet. Safe undervalued, not rising market. A lot of these I would use in a rising market, but we ain't got a lot of rising market stuff. So where am I going to get the fish from? Commodities. All right, let's go take a look at commodities. Let's go look at the percentage change. Commodities are on the rise. As a matter of fact, let's put this group of commodities on a graph. Look at the move on them. Getting right close to a 3-month high. Look at that. That's just on these stocks alone. But look at the move. Gap. Keep your eyes on these commodity stocks. Pay attention to the one. There it is. Again, Akshaya. Commodities are on the rise. there's energy, there's oil, there's uranium, wood, copper. Look at that. Let's go look at these graphs real quick. So again, Akshaya, we ain't behind the curve. There's the energy sector. All right. There's oil. Nicely broke above a level of resistance. Look at that. Again, Akshaya, we're on it. We're on it. And that's what this channel is all about. That's what this channel is all about. Man. So we try not to be too far behind the curve. Uranium is on the rise, leveling out for the last 4 days, though. What else? Wood is on the rise. We were getting a lot of wood from Canada, weren't we? And then the tariffs hit. We got a lot of wood in the United States. All right, we got a lot of wood in the United States. There's a lot, man. So I think we're okay on wood. And then copper's starting to get on the rise as well. Last 4 days moving sideways. So is USO a buy? Let's go see. USO a buy. I do like the break above resistance. Where's RT? RT is above 1. Yep, it's starting to get on the rise. You know something? I would take USO, but you know how I would trade it? I would trade the trend line. Does that make sense? Who just asked me that? Michael, does that make sense? Does that make sense? I like RT above 1. I like we broke through resistance. I like the upward trend line. Michael, does that make sense? I wouldn't be mad at you if you bought USO today. Nice open candle, very little wick at the top. And I really would see, Michael, how about this? Let's just say I'd like to see follow through of the breakthrough resistance. So I would wait and look in Monday. Does that make sense, Michael? That's my guidance to you. That's just based off the graph. That's not my opinion. That's just based off the graph. You know me, I want to trade the chart, not my heart. Why are you upset with the harvest lumber in the U.S.? But fine if Canada harvests lumber. I'm not upset, but who harvests what? Listen, we need wood. I don't care who we get it from, whether it's us or them. I'm okay. U.S. dollar down 10% this year should help commodities. I agree with that. All right. So great question about should you buy USO. Michael, did that help you? Michael, did that help you? Fax me the change and email the bills. What are you talking about? Canadian lumber is the best. Listen, wood is wood. All right? I don't know much about the industry. I don't know what makes our wood better or their wood better. I don't know. I just want to be able to build what I got to build with the wood. That's all I got. That's all I got to say about that. Mama said wood is good. All you need is good wood, and you could build all the stuff that's good. That's what Mama said. That's how I feel about that. No picks on the fly today. How about Contras? Still in the downtrend. What do you think about Contras? They're going to probably get hit today. They're probably going to get hit today, but I'm going to show you something. Since the beginning of this year, I'm going to show you something. January 2nd, quick test them all. That's the kind of market we're in, folks. Contras are up 30%. Now, granted, some of these are leveraged, some of these are non-leveraged, whatever. 30% on Contras. That's indicative of where the market sits right now. We're in it. We're downtrending market. We're going to have some good up days. But this is what's going on in the market. 30% of softwood lumber for U.S. homes comes from Canada. U.S. has wood, but no infrastructure to process it. Then that's a different story, right, Tom? Then that's a different story. But I wanted to show you this. All right, 30% gain since the beginning of the year. That's where we are. Gold stocks. Let's go take a look at those. Oh, and I'm going to show you something on Monday when it comes down to gold stocks. What's gold stocks looking like from the beginning of the year? Let's go to January 2nd. What's gold stocks doing? Let's do a quick test of them all. 50%. OP. Remember I told you our channel keeps our customers on the right side of the market? We've been talking about gold. 50% since the first trading day of the year. 50%. That's huge. But Ryan and I have been talking about it. All right? We've been talking about it. All right? Let's go to oil stocks. I'm not going to think that oil has done the best over the, there we go. Let's go back to the beginning of the year. I don't think that they're going to be that good. But what we're concerned about is now, right, Akshaya? All right, let's go see what the oil stocks look like. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, that's the reason I did that in regards to oil. You said, man, you remember when I talked to you about oil? I'm like, yeah, I remember you talked to me. You've been talking to me about oil moving up for the longest time. You've been talking to me about it for the longest time. Down 11% for the year. But what's going on most recently is that it's moving. Ryan and I already started talking about it. All right, Ryan and I already started talking about it. Weekly theme, what do I have? I got nothing. I did want to look at the GLP-1 stocks. Eli Lilly getting a bump up because of its drug. But I really want to see if GLP-1 is a real thing right now. Is it just news driven? And I'm going to answer your question right now. Quick test all. Look at that, down 15%. So now, did I just help you guys make some sense of what's going on with the GLP-1 stocks? Yes or no? Look at this. Do I like GLP-1 stocks long term? Probably not. But you know something? News will move them. News will move them, as you can see. So when it comes down to GLP-1 news, you play it, and it's a short-term trade. Based on this list of the stocks that are in the GLP-1 world, I'm not looking at GLP-1. I don't care what the news is unless I'm going to day trade it. Question came up about my stocks for the year. Let's go take a look. 2025. No, it's not that. Top stock picks. Where to find it? There it is for 2024. No, that's the wrong one. 2025. Top weekly picks. That's not it either. Top stocks. Where they sit. Woo, 14% down. All right, and these have no stops because I'm going to live and die by these trades, right? It's tough to prognosticate what stocks will move by the end of the year. But these are my top stocks for the year. Palantir, Netflix, Axion, iBit. I did take a crypto in here. Energy, Meta, Google, Amazon, NVIDIA, VRT, and I did take a quantum play. All right, and I did take a quantum play down 14%, up 1% today, but down 14%. That's not pretty. But I still got a whole lot of year left on these stocks. Tariff Teflon stocks, where do we sit? We're down about 5%. We're down about 5% on my Teflon 8. You know something? I'm okay with that given what the market's gone through right now. That's my Teflon 8. Quantum's probably poopy. Robotics poopy. Strong undervalued plays. Very flat. I've only got 3 stocks in here. I got gold, silver, and bank. Those are my 3 that I have in here. I'm okay. Look at the rise recently since April. Strong undervalued plays. Any other stocks? Any other 120? Nothing on my radar. Hot stocks to buy. When the time comes, I'm going to do another video on that. We made 7.5% on that. What's on my radar? Nothing right now. Glamour stocks is different. My defense stocks. Look at that. I just did a video on defense stocks. I did it 2 days ago. Slightly up. All right, slightly up. What are the movers? Bucks, AVAV, Katos. Both of these are drones. And CACI up. The rest of them that are down are manageable. I do have stops on these. What is my stop? Probably a 10% trail. All right, but these are my defensive picks. I think that defense stocks are going to be on the rise. And right now I'm up about 0.2% through 2 days. What are your thoughts on XOSL? You know something? Let's do this. Let's start looking at your stocks. SOXL. What was the other stock I said I was going to look at? SOX. I forgot. See, that's why I told you all to wait until I'm ready to look for stocks. All right, I'll look at SOXL. I've been using VectorVest for 8 years. It has changed my life. OP, I got you, and I appreciate that. INDA. I think we disagree on the whole idea of recession, but it's all good. Jeremy, have a great weekend, my friend. IBN. No, NNE, comma, IBN, comma, EXEL, comma, O, There, Pfizer was it. How many likes did we get? Um, we got 55. Oops, we got 55 likes. We got 55 likes. So I'll give you 7 stocks. You guys know what it is, right? You know what it is. For every 10 likes we get, we give you a stock. So we got 54 likes. I still gave you 7 stocks. Understand? 3 stocks. You wanted to look at Pfizer, XOSL, SOXL, and NNE. All 3 of those are sell recommendations. Let's look at those real quick. Now, you gave me these stocks for a reason. Pfizer is a little bit on the move, sideways for 3 days in a row. Watch Pfizer. Graph layout. Which layout do I want? I know what layout I want. No. Yep. That's the graph I want. A recession is typically defined by 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. Yes, and OP and I have a difference of opinion on it. I respect it. I just am looking at the market showing me that we're in a recession. And then OP does bring up a great point. A lot of times we're already in a recession before a recession shows its face. But even if that's the case, we haven't had one GDP quarter down yet. Not one. All right. Did I leapfrog? Oh, sorry. I didn't leapfrog anything. I don't know why you guys do that to me. GGAL. I put it in there. Have a great weekend. You too, Vix. So, all right. So the 3 stocks that are a sell. Interesting on Pfizer, though. As I was looking at Pfizer, interesting thing on Pfizer. I do like that that value is rising. I need to see the stock show me something. Right now, I got a little bit of move up, a little bit, but then I got these 3 days of sideways move. Big thing for me, Pfizer right now. I'd really like to see RT go above 1. Tell me if the stock's in an uptrend. I'm gonna give a swing high. Man, that's a lot of move. There's my swing high, sitting at the value of 26.84. That's a lot of move. Whew. You know something? If anything else, I would play an uptrend. Right now, it's not in an uptrend because it's moving sideways. If I'm going to take Pfizer, I do love that it's undervalued and value is rising. I'd rather play the uptrend on it. Who gave me Pfizer? Somebody gave me Pfizer. That's, it is moving up. I'd like to see it at least in a trend before I buy it. Whoever gave me that. That's what I'm looking at. There it is, Michael. Michael says he owns, but who else gave it? Joey gave you. No, he didn't, John. Stop, John. Oh, my God. It was Eugene? All right, fine. So, Eugene, I do like that it's undervalued. I like that value is rising. I'd play the trend on it right now. It's not coming to me in any other way. This is a lot of move to break through resistance. I need it to stay in uptrend as I buy it. All right, that's what I'm looking for. I need to see RT go above 1. Another sell, SOXL. No, that's a downtrend. That's a straight up downtrend. Freehand line. Yeah. Something, it did look like it wants to move. But tech stocks are getting beat up. All right, they're getting beat up. Semis are getting beaten up. First thing I'm looking for, if I'm going to get into SOXL, let's go see it take out this downtrend. Secondly, let's go wait for RT to get above 1. If I'm looking at playing this now, play the trend. I got no trend. It's all down. I got no trend. It's all down. And the third one that's a sell, Nano Nuclear. Same kind of scenario. What do I got? I got a downtrend. I don't have no uptrend. I got a downtrend. RT is getting lower. I'm not looking at playing NNE. The chart's not coming to me. All right, let's go look at the rest of the stocks. I wanted to look at the sell recommendations because if you own them, I want you to see why they're sells and what I'm looking for before you decide to get, if you're trying to hold them. O is moving. Oh, it is. There's a trend. I got me one of them there trends on O. I'll take that. I got me one of them there trends on O. It's moving up. RT is above 1. Stock recently got a buy recommendation. Volume is stabling out. I like O. All right. Not a lot of wick at the top of the candle today, which means it's trading at session highs. It does have a level of resistance to get through where it's going to have headwinds, and that's right there. It's getting close to there, though, too. It's getting close to there. What is SOX for? I've been looking at it because it's much higher and higher. That's playing the semiconductor space in an ETF to the upside. That's what the L is for. SOXL. If you don't want to look at just NVIDIA or AMD, you want to play the whole semiconductor space in one ETF, that's what SOXL does. But when it's going down, you can also play SOXS, which is the short side, which shorts all of those, but you buy that country ETF long. All right, hopefully that answers your question, Michael. That's a great question. Let's go to the next stock. Oh, I like, but it's going to catch headwinds at that level of resistance and see if it can break through, okay? Next one is GGAL. If I got to think this long, most likely I'm thinking wrong, right? What do I have going on? I do have a trend, freehand. Got me a little bit of trend going here. All right, that's a positive sign. I have RT above 1. That's a second positive sign. It is undervalued. That's a third positive sign. I don't like that value's rising. Falling. It did get a buy recommendation. Would I buy it now? It's going sideways, right? It's going a little bit of sideways. It's got 2 headwinds to get through. RT is above 1. Shows me that it should have the ability to break through those. All right, and I do like that it's undervalued, but I don't like that value's falling. If you're in it, I'm not mad at you. Play the trend, though. All right, play the trend line. Next one, IBN, same kind of scenario. I got me an upward trend. It is undervalued. Value's jumping around a little bit. Big volume. Look at that. Volume's pretty good. It's trading today at session highs. Very little wick at the top. And it is moving up. Play trend. All right. For all of these stocks that we're looking at, if I got a trend here, play the trend. If you're in it, leave it alone until it decides it wants to break down below trend. That's probably a good time to take some of that off the table. Who's John E. Warren? Who the hell is that? Who now? Jurgen knows who was on the show. Oh, she's ridiculous, Pocahontas. All right. Same thing with Excel. Look at that nice level of resistance backing down right there, losing momentum. RT is below 1. It was moving. RT never got above 1. Woo! RT is a smart indicator. RT, watch out, mama. Watch out for that man right there. Watch out for that RT. RT never gave you a call to say it was in an uptrend. And even back here, it wasn't pretty. Back here it was. Look at that. RT goes above 1, stock went up. All right. So watch it that it's at resistance. All right. Keep your eyes on it. This is volatile like nobody's business. This 3-month graph up and down, up and down, up and down. Trump on CNBC talking about he's not happy with Powell and Reddy. He can't fire him, Michael. He can be mad with him. He may want to fire him, but he can't fire him. He's here until at least 2026. And I don't think that that's good to turn around and put the focus on. The Fed's got enough pressure on him right now. Have a good day, Mark. Have a good happy Easter to you too as well. All right, I don't think that's a good look, but that is my opinion. All right, that is my opinion. We walked through how the Fed, is looking at this stuff, and again, the Fed's in a tricky spot. But INDA, new 3-month high, very little wick, may not be a bad play. I don't like gappy stocks because as quickly as they can gap up is as quickly as they can gap down. But right now it's moving. Would I be mad at you if you got into it? Nope. I wouldn't be mad at you. Stock just moved from a hold to a buy. RT is rising. Volume is okay. I wouldn't be mad at you if you're in that stock. All right, there we go. It can't happen even if he pouts all he wants. I agree. He can't. He can't fire him. He can't fire him. All right. So I'm pretty done. All right. This was the last trading day for the week, folks. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me for Trending Thursday. Hopefully, we put out a lot of good content for you today in regards to what's going on in the market. If you're going to buy anything, gold looks like the right thing to do. Commodities, rare earth, all of those kind of things are probably the best place to be right now, but still be careful. I still think that the market still has downside. There's a lot of uncertainty still coming on with the tariffs. I think the biggest catalyst to the market moving up is a deal with China. If we get any semblance of a deal with China, this market will explode like nobody's business. All right. Now, could the market go up significantly if we get deals with other countries? We keep hearing about deals being done in the background. None of it's come to fruition yet. Could it all just be talk? I don't know. I'm just saying. All right, folks, you guys have a happy Easter. Joey's going to put the link one more time for www.vectorvest.com/roadshow. Click on that. I'm glad to see that Carol will be coming to the live event, to the VIP. She also let me know that the hotel was sold out. That means people are coming. People are coming. And- All right, there you go. So our person here opened up more rooms. You better take them before they go. All right. We already sold out of rooms once. We opened up another block of rooms. Thank you for that, Joey. Folks, if they sold out once, they're probably going to sell out again. You might want to think about going to www.vectorvest.com/roadshow. This is going to be a super awesome event, folks. And depending on how well this goes, this opens the doors for us to come out closer to where you are. All right. You have my room. You have your room in Hawaii. I wish I had my room in Hawaii. I told my wife we need to go back on another cruise to Hawaii. I'll do the same darn thing all over again. I would. That's how much I loved Hawaii. I would do the same darn cruise. I think I would do the same darn cruise 10 times. That's how much I loved Hawaii. But with that, folks, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. I love me some Hawaii, baby. Always remember, there's good people in the world. If you can't find one, be one. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya. Hey, VV Nation, I'm Glenn.
And I'm Ryan, and on May 1st, put it on your calendars. By popular demand, we're kicking off the road show in Charlotte, North Carolina. Break down what we'll be doing that day.
We're going to do 2 live streams there. We're going to do the Stock Analysis Power Hour, which is going to be done by Ryan. We're also going to be doing Trending Thursday live stream as well, which will be hosted by me. And in the middle, we've got a special presentation.
We've worked very hard for a special presentation titled Unlocking the Secrets to Financial Success. Now, after the business is done, we're going to have some fun with our VIP experience where we rented out the presidential suite in Uptown Charlotte. We're going to have a very own sommelier hosted by Jarvis Vineyards. And on top of that, we are going to go over to Fahrenheit's, a beautiful rooftop restaurant where we'll be able to get to know our subscribers even more. To register, simply go to vectorvest.com/roadshow.